Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this January the 7th, 2024. I'm hoping everybody had a great Sunday out there so far. Everybody has a great Sunday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the severe weather potential for your Monday along the Gulf Coast. We're going to take a look at Tuesday outlook here. We're going to be talking about it as well. As you can see here, we got severe weather over the southeastern United States from the portion of mid-Atlantic down into the Florida Panhandle of Florida. Also, we're going to be looking at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation as well. You can see we got a lot of stuff going on. Got a winter storm over in the middle portion of the country. A lot of wind advisories over the south. Also got more winter weather over the west, but we'll go over that as we in this video as well. We're going to take a look at the weather story here for Central South Carolina as well across the nation. Across Central South Carolina, that is. We'll talk about the impacts here on this system here. And also, finally, we're going to wrap it up with the rainfall totals as well across the lower 48. We'll discuss that in the video as well. Alright, we're going to go back to the Storm Prediction Center outlook. We're going to discuss the severe weather perspective for your video of this video in just a moment. But if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. Love to have you. Also, like these videos, share these videos on social media. And also, if you know anybody that wants to join the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel, send them my way. Love to have them. And let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see here we got the general thunderstorms here in the lighter green area, stemming from a portion of the Florida Panhandle, western Georgia, back into Tennessee, Arkansas, and also into Oklahoma. The darker green is the marginal risk. This extends also from the Panhandle of Florida all the way back into Louisiana and also back into central eastern Texas. Also, we have a slight risk for severe weather down here in southeast Texas, extending all the way to the Florida Panhandle as well. And you guys in the Florida Panhandle again is in the enhanced risk as well across southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, and southeastern Louisiana. Alright, if you live in any of these areas here, this is for the enhanced risk. If you live in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Metairie, Louisiana areas, enhanced risk for severe weather on your Monday. If you live in Mobile, Alabama, and Gulfport, Mississippi, you're also in the enhanced risk for severe weather as well. Alright, if you live in Houston, Pasadena, Beaumont, and Sugar Land, Texas, also includes severe weather coming up on your Monday. Also, if you live in Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Arlington, and Plano, Texas area as well. Alright, the tornado probability for your vicinities here. We have a 2% in the green here, 5% in the brown, the yellow slashed area. This is a 10%. This is where the significant EF2 tornadoes or higher will occur in Louisiana all the way to the Florida Panhandle. Alright, if you live in a significant area for a large damaging tornado, also the 10% risk for a tornado. This includes the same areas as New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, Metairie, Louisiana, and Gulfport, Mississippi. Alright, if you live in Houston, Pasadena, and Beaumont, Texas, and Sugar Land, Texas, including Lafayette, Texas, 5% risk for a tornado to spin up, and that is in the brown. Also, if you live in College Station, Byron, Alexandria, Byron, Texas, Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana, Huntsville, Texas, and Lupton, Texas, 2% risk for a tornado, EF2 or larger, or even just a regular EF0 to EF2. Alright, damage and wind threat will be a 5% in the brown, 15 in the yellow, 30% slashed area, hatched area there. That's for the significant area for severe weather. The tornadoes for damage and wind over 70 miles per hour in this area here, maybe 80 miles per hour. We'll not rule that out as well. Alright, if you live in the significant and the 30% risk area, This includes New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, Metairie, Louisiana, and Gulfport, Mississippi. That's for the significant area and the 30% risk area. Alright, if you live in Houston, Pasadena, Beaumont, Sugar Land, Texas, and also Lafayette, Louisiana, 15% is the risk for damage and winds. And if you live in Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Arlington, and Plano, Texas, 5% risk for damage and wind. Alright, let's take a look at the large hail probability. That would be 5% in brown, 15% in the yellow. And if you live in Houston, Texas, Pasadena, Texas, including Metairie, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, 15% risk area for large hail. And if you live in Shreveport, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Tyler, Texas, and College Station, Texas, 5% risk for a large hail in your vicinity. Alright, we'll go back to the category rise. That way you get a chance to see it one more time before we move on to the next graphic. This is for the southern portion of the United States. Alright, now let's move on to severe weather perspective. This is what I just showed in video as well just a few minutes ago. General thunderstorms over in portion of Washington, Oregon State. Also, we have general thunderstorms in Virginia back down in the portion of Mississippi. Also, we have a marginal risk in the green area extending from much of North Carolina through upstate South Carolina down in the portions of the Florida Panhandle and southern Alabama. Also, South Georgia and including the Florida Keys. The slight risk area, the biggest area here in yellow, and the enhanced risk area is down across the Panhandle over toward the Big Bend, southwestern areas of Georgia, and also southeastern Alabama. This is where we have a greatest threat for more of a tornado risk. The slight risk is more of a straight line damaging wind event here in the Carolinas, all the way down into Georgia and North Florida. Alright, if you live in Tallahassee, Panama City, and Wrights, Florida, including Albany, Georgia, and Dalton, Alabama, enhanced risk for severe weather. This is the yellow-orange color. Alright, if you live in Jacksonville, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Orlando, in Florida, and Columbus, Georgia, slight risk for severe weather. Also not including Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, Lumberton, North Carolina, all the way toward Morehead City, and also towards the Fayetteville, Raleigh, the southeast of Raleigh there as well. Alright, if you live in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, Virginia Beach, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida, and Raleigh, North Carolina, you are in the marginal risk. Like I said, the slight and the marginal risk is right near the Raleigh-Durham area, so you're right on the edge of the marginal and slight risk area. Alright, the probability here, do have a 30% in the red, 15% in the yellow, and 5% in the brown. These are the cities and states down at the bottom. From 30% include Tallahassee, Florida, to Wrights, Florida, including the areas I called out earlier. 15% include Jacksonville, Florida, to Columbus, Georgia. Also, the 5% includes Charlotte, North Carolina, all the way to Raleigh, North Carolina, including the Atlanta metro area as well. Alright, now let's move on to the, let's go back a minute. I'm going to show you the category one more time like I did the first one. So, alright, here we go. There's a general thunderstorm, and here's the severe weather perspective of this video over the southeastern United States. Alright, now we can move on to the watches, warnings, and advisory map. Okay, yeah, we got a lot to discuss in this video here in the watches and warning and advisories here. Okay, as you can see here, we're going to start off in the northeast, work our way around. Alright, in the northeastern United States, we got these winter weather advisories over Maine, winter storm warnings down here in portions of Massachusetts and also the Connecticut region as well. We also have high wind watches also in effect for portions of Vermont, upstate New York state. Also high wind warnings also in effect for you guys here in areas. Hold on. Let me make sure before I. Okay, these are high wind watches. Excuse me. These are high wind watches here. Yeah, well, I was right. These are high wind warnings for New York State. High wind watches also in effect for West Virginia, Western North Carolina, and North Georgia. We have plenty of flood watches. Also, some flood warnings in effect for portions of Pennsylvania, all the way down into New Jersey, Delaware, and also Pennsylvania, Maryland vicinity as well. Also, we have some beach. Let's see, what is that there off the Outer Banks there? Coastal flood watch in effect up in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We still had a small craft advisory, storm warnings in effect for Maine, all the way to the east coast of Florida, the Atlantic coastal water, the Gulf of Mexico. You're also included in this, and also we have lots of storm warnings in effect there as well. All right, now we got to take a look at the wind advisories now. This includes the states of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, portion of Missouri, also into Louisiana, Texas, also into Oklahoma, southern areas of New Mexico. Wind advisories also in effect for portions of southern Nevada, southern California as well, northwestern portions areas of Arizona. Also, we have wind advisories up here, and also in Missouri as well. Also some in northern Texas and also western Oklahoma. We have winter weather advisories in effect for portions of Missouri, also over here in portions of Kansas, same up here in Minnesota, northern Iowa, South Dakota, all the way through Nebraska, portions of Colorado. Also, we have some winter weather advisory for New Mexico, also eastern areas of Arizona, much of Utah, much of Nevada. Also up here in portions of Oregon and Washington State. Winter storm watch is also in effect for Oregon, Northern California. In effect for areas of Iowa, also into South Dakota, Nebraska, also into Kansas, also into portions of Missouri. Same over here into portions of New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, also over here in portions of eastern Arizona, up here into western Montana, northern Idaho, and also portion of northeastern Washington State. A little bit over here in portion of Oregon as well. Blizzard warnings also in effect for areas of Kansas, Colorado, portion of northeast New Mexico, western portion of Oklahoma, North Texas. Same up here in portion of Washington, Oregon State as well. Also, we have a hard freeze warning also in effect for portion of California and also into central and southern areas of Arizona as well. All right, we have high wind warnings also in effect. High wind watches also in effect for Texas, also into New Mexico. High wind warnings for West Texas. Red flag warnings has been issued for South Texas as well. We have some high wind warnings also in effect along the Gulf Coast for portions of Mississippi, Alabama, also down in southern Louisiana. Coastal flood statements also in effect for southern Louisiana, southeast Texas. Same over here in portions. High wind warnings also in effect for Southern California. High wind watches also in areas of Oregon, Northern California, and also into portion of Montana, with special weather statements issued for you guys in areas South Dakota, western Alaska, storm warnings, and also some coastal um, marine warnings, and also some small craft advisories there as well. Alrighty, now here's a look at the weather story for South Carolina. This is for Central South Carolina. We're going to go over some impacts of what is likely to happen over the area. As you can see here, we have wind gusts of about 45 miles per hour here in Lancaster, Winnsboro, South Carolina, 46 in Sherrill, 46 and also in Camden, We have about 48 down in toward the Columbia area, toward Sumter, also toward Manning, also toward Orangeburg, also down toward Waynesboro, Georgia, Thompson, and also toward Edgefield and Aiken area. 48 miles per hour wind gusts possible, maybe a little stronger. Tomorrow night I'll have another update on it. These winds may be going up to at least over 60 miles per hour, and maybe even up to 70 miles per hour possible as well. I would not be surprised to see that as well. Also, we have a 45 miles per hour wind gust also supposed to be in Lincoln, Georgia. Also a 47 miles per hour down toward the Augusta area. Also 46 miles per hour down toward Barnwell, South Carolina as well. All right, what to expect? A strong storm system will bring very strong winds and a threat for severe thunderstorms. Timing. Strong thunderstorms start Monday night with the strongest winds on Tuesday afternoon. Severe weather threat Tuesday afternoon and evening. All right, impacts. Down trees and power lines with power outages. Unsecure objects will be blown around by winds, and that is in the moderate category. I would not be surprised to see it over into the major event maybe by tomorrow. What to know? Well, what to do, that is, excuse me. Keep up with the latest. Keep up to date with the latest. Have your emergency supply kit ready and accessible. So this is for Central South Carolina. If you live in Lancaster County, the Chesterfield County, all the way down into the Georgia area, like Lincoln, McDuffie, Richmond, also down towards southeastern Georgia as well, down towards Savannah, southern areas of South Carolina, upstate South Carolina. You're going to get in on some high winds as well as that storm system moves through. All right, and finally we're going to wrap it up with the rainfall totals across the lower 48. As you can see here, we got the heaviest precipitation starting in the Gulf of Mexico to the eastern coast, well, pretty much along the eastern seaboard from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up into Maine, also up into southeast Canada, up toward Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and also in the Atlantic coastal water. Lighter amounts over southern Canada, back in the central portion of the United States, also down across South Florida into the Bahamas, and also down toward Cuba, and also lighter amounts also back towards the southwestern U.S. with no precipitation there expected as well. Heavy precipitation also expected for western coast of the Washington, Oregon State, northwest California, southwestern areas of Canada, and some sporadic heavier amounts also through Colorado, back into portions of Montana, Idaho, and eastern Oregon, and northern Nevada and Utah as well. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. We'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, folks. Take care.